Welcome to Boxing Fans Talk TV. I'm your host, T to T. You can refer to me as Miss T. Yes, I'm back after a couple of days. I was doing what us gals do best, and that's shop. You know, it's Christmas time. You know what I'm saying? So I had to get my shop on. I am thoroughly enjoying buying these little trinkets. I'm going to call them trinkets. Because this year I decided to just get goodie bags. And everybody likes a goodie bag because you never know what's in them. And let me tell you guys too, it's hard for me to do this, but if I was back home where my family mostly is, I would get them $1, $2, lottery tickets. Because I ain't gonna lie, people like them shits. Like my family love that because you never know. The only problem is you got to make peace with yourself and say, if somebody win, I'm going to be all right. You buy a $1 lottery ticket and they hit for $500, you going to be pissed. But you got to be okay with it. And just the point that can actually happen is good enough for us. But we're going to get into that and much more. Y'all see the thumbnail, but y'all know the drill first. First, let's turn to Welcome back to Boxing Fans Talk TV. I'm your host, TDT. You can refer to me as Miss T. As I said, I'm back. Yeah, I was doing the girly thing. I was out there shopping, y'all. And it is Christmas time, so I got a good excuse, right? But y'all know what I do at the top of my hour. We do a water check. Let me get some mood music. We do a water check. Here at Boxing Fans Talk TV, we advocate that the average person drink at least 100 ounces of water per day. You can drink a gallon, which is 128 ounces a day. But at least shoot for 100 ounces. We know you ain't going to make it every day. But even if you come close, 96 ounces, 90, 89, 83. You know what? You're going to see the difference in your body. Just like we had somebody on here talk about that he made that change for him and his family. And he even told his extended family. And people getting on the water train. Let me tell you, no matter what we have to look forward to in this world, because it always seems like it's doomsday, you know, with all the news, all the wars, all the people acting crazy and shit. But guess what? If you drink your water and you stay hydrated, you won half the battle. Because you never know what you may come into, what kind of illnesses, what kind of whatever. Like we just had that epidemic, pandemic the COVID situation, for those of you who stay hydrated, you kind of weather through it. That's half of keeping your body healthy. That's the first thing. I don't care what program you get into, diet-wise or health-wise or fitness-wise, nutritional-wise. If you're not drinking the proper amount of water, you're wasting your time and everything. So drink your water. And we know people don't like to drink water. So we say at least 2 times a day you should drink your water. And build from there. Just add another cup, add another cup, add another cup. And before you know it, you're drinking 100 ounces of water a day. First thing in the morning before your toes hit the ground. And you get off on your morning routine, because your body is like an engine and the water is like a lube. It's going to help things move in a timely and efficient manner. And that's what you want. The second time is at night before you go to bed. You know you don't come out the shower, put your PJs on, and jump right in the bed and boom, go to sleep. There's not too many people who can do that. But we know you lay down and within 30 minutes or so, you off to dreamland, right? This is the time that you drink your water. You lay down. And I'm talking, when I say drink your water, 8 ounces at a time. Them 16-ounce bottles, man. How many of y'all drink those? Drink half of it, which is probably 8 ounces, and then sit it down and say I'm gonna come back to it and never do, because it's all warm and that plastic feel it's not a warm and fuzzy feeling. I like to drink out of glass myself, but it's convenient to drink out of plastic bottles. But even that's something with that. You don't want to leave your plastic bottles laying around or for them to get too much heat on them, like sunlight or whatever, because there's all kinds of toxic chemicals in that plastic. And you don't want it seeping into the water. So if you're a person that can't drink a lot of water in one sitting, drink a little bit. Drink 4 ounces at a time. Whatever you got to do, get that water in. A lot of things going on at night in a deep sleep. I'm not talking about no cat nap or anything like that. We talking about an actual deep sleep, because that's when the magic happens. A lot of reads going on. Revamping, rebooting, recharging, redirecting, recreating. That's a lot of work. And you need water to move things in a timely and efficient manner. And that's why you drink your water. And besides, the average person burns between 900 to 1,000 calories at night in a deep sleep. You can't get that in a workout. If you're doing that in a workout, you must be a superior or elite athlete. Most of us not. Most of us go to the gym to maintain or to stay healthy. You don't want so you got to get up and move. Plus, you want to have that deep sleep. That's another thing. If you don't get that deep sleep, the magic won't happen, and all that stuff will be for nothing. So again, no matter what health program you decide to take, whether you're trying to lose weight or just get healthy and get your blood levels right, whatever it is, drinking water is damn near half the battle. But also sleeping is half the battle. And you're like, wait a minute, T, that's 100%. How is both of them half the battle? Well, then put them two together and say 50%. Because you have to get your deep sleep, or whatever you're doing ain't gonna work. You have to drink your water, or whatever you're doing ain't gonna work. You got to make sure your absorption is working good too, because I'm gonna call that vitamin D to the floor. You want that vitamin D to be on point too. You want the preliminary things to work, so the rest of the stuff will come like easy and clockwork to you. So drink your water, water. So now that we got that out the way, let's do a little housekeeping. Please, please, please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. If you haven't already subscribed, then go ahead and hit it. If you have subscribed, don't touch that dial. We got you locked in. And please, on the replay, hit the like and share button. Leave a comment, question, or concern. I get back with you. You can also leave a comment, question, or concern at boxingfanstalk@gmail.com. That's boxingfanstalk@gmail.com. I get back with you. sometimes our conversations make it to the program. They be the topic. You gave me an idea. You know what I'm saying? But I do maintain people's privacy. I don't divulge nothing, specific or anything about anybody or their information. So please hit me up. And I come on between Monday and Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Unless I got something to do, like the last 2 days, I've been shopping my ass off, y'all. Now, do I think the way I'm shopping this Christmas could get out of hand? Probably so. But not really, because I bought the bags, which once you pick your bags, I'm doing goodie bags for case y'all didn't know. Once you pick your size bag, you kind of limit yourself to how much you're gonna buy. And you can go everywhere, the dollar store, whatever. Trust me, when I get gifts, my mom, she usually sends a box of things that I didn't ask for, that wasn't thinking about, but when I open them and I see them, I'm like, whoa. One of the best gifts I got was from my mom one year. She gave me a mandolin. I think it's called a mandolin. Boy, I love that thing. I dare somebody to take it out my kitchen. I can make potato chips with that thing. I slice my potatoes. I just love it. I wind up buying a more intricate mandolin, and you can slice up any and everything. It got different little slots where you can change how the knife is shaped or whatever. Anywho, I didn't know I wanted that, but I love it. And then she bought me some oven gloves. I was like, what I'm gonna do with this shit? This thick ass gloves. Guess what? Came in handy on Thanksgiving the next year. Because I didn't use it. And then I said, wait a minute, I got some gloves. And they're just gloves. And they white gloves, they can go with any kitchen or whatever. I'm just saying, you never know. You buy things that people actually need that they wouldn't think about doing because they was all busy doing other things and buying other things. And then they be like, God, now how did you know I needed that tape? How did you know I needed a pack of pencils? How did you know I needed composition notebooks? How did you know that I like crossword puzzles and stuff? Just what the goodie bag is. But you know what? I just had to throw away my Uno cards. They was decrepit. Shit, I just put a pack of Uno cards in there. Oh, you got so many treats. You got them butter cookies in there. You got fruitcake. You got candy canes with different types. You got gummies and and them soft caramel what you call them, Werthers. And you got the M&Ms or the Reese's Pieces in the candy cane what I was gonna call it, the device container that's shaped like a candy cane. And you got like Kisses, Reese's, like I said, Skittles, whatever, M&Ms. Man, I be getting off. I'm telling you. And I'm making like about 15 to 16 goodie bags. I also bought everybody a shirt from my store. So y'all please visit my store. That's Ask Me. I'm gonna put it in the chat. Ask Me T51.com. Put it in the chat. Go in there and shop till you drop. I put stuff in there I think most people like. But the shirts are beautiful. Y'all should go copy one. And for some reason, YouTube don't want to give me my credits. They don't want to count my views. So I have the lovely Cash App up here. Please indulge in the Cash App. Boxing Fans Talk TV. That's Boxing Fans Talk TV. All proceeds go back into the channel. Thank you very much. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Come on, get my likes up. Our money is in the building. What's up, Miss T? What's up to you too, Our Money? Big Texas. What's popping? What's popping? Oh, is that? Oh, wait a minute now. I think that's Big Texas. But he said ATX Red Slab Life. You almost sound like you almost wrote your thing like Big Texas. My bad. He said, yo, what's popping? What's popping to you? How Money said water check. How Money know about that water check? You always say that voice though. Yeah, that voice. My mama gave it. General Big Fish, what's popping with you? He said, fuck the Haneys. Line Bill. Sorry, T had to say that first. Hello, how are you doing? What's popping with you, Big Fish? Look, you got that feeling, Big Fish, like something ain't always right with the Haneys. Something, I be saying that too. And like, look, I don't have no axe to grind per se with them, but I'm seeing shit. I'm noticing shit. Y'all know how I used to say, mark my words, mark this day. You can mark this day and see some shit that's unfolding in front of your eyes. I do get it that most boxers have an agenda. They trying to beef up their career. They do this, that, and the other. But man, you be looking at the shiny penny and there's BS on the other side. It's something, almost, first off, let me just say, I picked the wrong winner for this past Saturday night. I was wrong because the Regis Prograis that I am used to seeing jumps on you, and he couldn't get there. Devin Haney legs and skills beat Regis Prograis that night. Regis Prograis didn't understand that he needed to be on the outside of the left foot of Devin Haney. And when he would get in that position, you would see him change up and come more inward. I was like, what the fuck you doing, bro? And he wouldn't cut off the ring. Yeah, I'm going to get into that. How Money said, General Big Fish. General said, our money. Yeah, but I didn't get what Regis was trying to do. Why was he waiting? Why was he hesitating? And then I get in the debate with my homeboy. Like I said, I talk to y'all on this channel, but then I talk to, friends who I know personally who's in the boxing. The youngest in the building was Poppin' King, said Queen T. Salute to you too. And this dude say stuff like, Devin Haney ain't even got his man strength, and look at him. Come on, Shaw. I was like, dude, how do you say that? When the consensus is that when y'all men turn about 25, you get your man strength, which oddly enough correlates to the last developing part of the human body, which is your brain, at 25, 26. He said, no. I said, well, how can you tell? He said, you just know. And that's still not an answer because I can't tell. I can't look at a man and tell whether or not he got his man strength or not. I go by the consensus. And the consensus of men, not women, says that y'all get y'all man strength around 25. But I think he want to say, because he think Devin is great. And he want to be like, he ain't even got his man strength. He still got growing to go. And he going to be that much more fierce. And I'm like, no, he got his man strength. His trainer said it. There's a clip out there where his trainer is talking about how much more stronger Devin is, and he can feel it. He said there's a difference. So we got to go by the consensus, in my opinion, and what his trainer said. D Young said Dev was 166 on fight night. Yeah, I'm getting to that too. Because let me tell y'all that part I throw the red flag. But we gonna talk about that, D Young. That shit don't make no sense. And I'm gonna prove from experience that I know what I'm talking about. Without boring y'all to death, because I get geeky with my shit. I get geeky. I get off into the geek dungeon. Because that's the only way to prove it. That's why I say that, like, when I do the water checking, I be like, hey, you can burn 900 to 1,000 calories at night. Why wouldn't you want to have a deep sleep every night? Why wouldn't you want to drink all your water? Why? I can prove that. You can go to any medical book and check on that. I can prove that Al Money, he does it. He saw the difference. I'm just saying. Daddy's Yankee was popping. He said, get them lights up. Indeed, was popping, man. So y'all see the thumbnail. I said, what are the Haneys doing? Why is Bill turning turncoat all of a sudden to the people who got him there? Could it be that they're getting a big head? I think so. How many of y'all think that Bill Haney or the Haneys is getting real conceited right now? You know, I think in a combat sport, you gotta have some bravado, some kind of conceitedness, just a little bit, just a tinge. But then there's a thing of overdoing stuff, you know, and I think that Bill and them is either have crossed that line or they up on that line. I do think so. So yes, they are getting a big head. Remember, I asked them to explain this picture. Y'all remember, I think it was a week ago now, that I said, somebody explain this shit. Look at y'all device. Look at what I just put up. Somebody explain that. Can anybody in the chat explain that? I'm sorry, I'm eating ice. For my water. Somebody explain that. You can't go to YouTube now without seeing some shit about P. Diddy. Some of y'all are saying, who knew? Motherfucker, I knew. I knew back then. And growing up on the East Coast is not a prerequisite, but it helps. It helps because you in tune like a motherfucker with that East Coast and everything about it. You in tune with New York like nobody's business. I knew Diddy was weird and a creep and all that. I knew the minute he out, like when Suge Knight said, come to death row if y'all tired of the producer all in the videos, all on the records and shit. I knew he was saying more than what he was saying. I read between the lines. But somebody explain this shit. And I put that to any Devin Haney fan or whatever, but ain't nobody come to his rescue. Look what his captions say. They say you got to be in to make it to Diddy's swimming pool. And he capitalized in. Now that's what Devin put. Devin ain't but so old. How long ago was this motherfucking caption or this tweet or whatever it was? Devin ain't that old. He only 25. So within the last 5 years, people, the news and the info been out on Diddy for decades. So how come Bill didn't school his boy? That ain't the nigga you want to be standing next to. That ain't the nigga you want to be hanging with. If he was my son, I would have told him, look, son, I know. You getting all the money, you getting all the bitches, hey, it's a great life. I get it. But everything ain't good. All money ain't good money. And just because you can do something don't always mean you should do something. I would have been telling young Devin that. And maybe Bill don't know every move his grown ass son does. I get that too. But that shit came out on his social media. And he put that caption. So Bill had to see that. Somebody saw it. But they ain't warned him. All this money that Devin Haney and them getting, where was the publicist? Where was your MF publicist to get ahead of this story? Hell, where was your publicist now? Because once it's in the cloud, it's in the cloud. Once it get out there, it's out there. You can't bring that back. I asked this question. I made a whole podcast of it. You would think they'd at least saw it and said, okay, let's damage control this shit. I'm gonna play this video in the background. It's not my content. I believe it's I believe it belongs to what they call it, the people Fight Hype or Fight Now or whatever the fuck. And we're gonna talk and pause and we're gonna listen and talk about what he talking about. Cause this is the delusional shit. This is when I'm saying that, to me, they cross the line. Only because there's a way to say something and then there's a way not to say something. You can convey whatever you want to convey. Just choose your words carefully. We know what you're trying to say. We sometimes I listen to what Bill's saying and I say, I can't blame him. I mean, that's the game. But then Bill, he went off on a tangent. Listen to this bullshit. Let me stop the music. Let me let y'all get a peep of this shit. Listen.
The money is definitely tight. Take. And I guarantee you ain't gonna say that this night. Because we ain't got no fight. We available. And you don't want none of it. Calvin, nigga, knock it off, man. You know what I'm saying? Knock it off, Calvin. And what's that other dude name?
Coach Ellis.
You don't want none of this shit.
Why don't they?
Now that was somebody catching it's Fight Hype. Catching Bill. Bill had that to say about Tank. Tank. You don't want none of this shit. Devin said in his post-press conference, they say everything but fight. He called out Calvin, all that shit, right? Let me continue.
Why none of it, Bill? Why does Devin win the fight?
Then you got Radio Raheem in the hood. Look, they trying to chase Bill down.
Just when you say Tank doesn't want any of it, why is that? I know you can't give him.
Man, get off of Twitter, man, and knock it off, man. If you face boxing, then sit over something, man. You know what I'm saying? Something respectful, like you're really trying to do this shit. Because every fighter the Devin fuck with gets paid, man, the most money, man. Knock it off, man. That's bunk business, man. You know what I'm saying? Listen, we don't need you. Let the welfare feed you for real.
He talking about Tank.
Yeah, for real. Because that's where you're going to be at the welfare line. You keep shitting on the people, giving them fake fights, talking about that we charge $57. Listen, we're going to give you the best fights, and we're going to get all the people in there. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we do. And we pay the fighters. Here you go. So
he was talking about Tank. He said, get out of here on that Twitter, talking about you to face a box and fight somebody. A lot of us make that same argument. Tank, what you doing? Why you not fighting people we want to see you fight? But Tank is all about the moolah. He all about the moolah. He not about the belts and all that. So anybody who's really into boxing and love this sport, you're not going to get championship shit out of Tank because he all about y'all paying. Look at him. And I say that shit. So when I be asking, is Bill right or not? And then I be like, that's true. We said this about Tank. But then he said, because Tank put up a Twitter saying $57. It's almost like he was mocking Devin, like, nigga, you ain't shit. I be charging 80 something. I'm filling in the blanks. You ain't shit. I charge 80 something dollars for my fights and shit, and you charging 57. Nigga, you ain't on my level. They talking about money. Once you making millions, who cares? But Bill was like, get out of here with that shit. If you the face of boxing, act like it. Let's continue.
We pay our fighters. And
so
we pay them. And listen, and we give them, we give the fans an opportunity to come in. That's that old bullshit ass business model that you're gonna charge the fans for some bullshit fights, and then you the face of boxing because you just keep shoving it down their throat, man. The Mayweather era, that's over with, man. It's the Devin Haney era. That Mayweather shit is over with, man. You hear me? Over with. Floyd ain't never did what Devin did at 25. Tank.
That nigga said the Mayweather era is over. We've been looking for people to end this Mayweather era to their own benefit. Everybody can't be Mayweather. This is not a hit against Mayweather, in my opinion. When Bill's saying it, it's going to be like a hit. But I mean, overall, looking at it, it's not a hit to say the Mayweather era is over because nobody's gonna get it like Mayweather. I mean, that's just common sense. But when he said this the Haney's era, nigga, please.
He ain't did it. Nobody else ain't did it. Listen, y'all just scared to say it, but I'm not. I'm not. I believe. Listen, I believe in my son. I've been watching him do it. You know what I mean? Against 7 different world championship fights at 25. You know what I'm saying? So, what else? Go down and crown him, and then you can say that Terrence Crawford because he beat Earl Spence, and then say Earl Spence was weight depleted. He wasn't himself. So how can you have a pound for pound player, a fighter of the year performance against a fighter that ain't his best?
Now, whoa, Kimosami, you weren't Bud in this mess, okay? You trying to say what they saying as if that's not what you saying. And see how I see it, that's a sneak diss against Terrence Crawford. Because you saying, oh, they say Earl Spence was weight drained, so he won't at his best. But everybody Devin Haney fight was at their best. So how he gonna be pound for pound if he fighting people that ain't their best? What the fuck you talking about, Bill? The only people, and Bill knows this, they're saying that Earl Spence was weight drained is some of his delusional fans. I even got a friend to be like, he put out there, because probably manager Marty said it. Earl Spence broke his rib. I said, nigga, prove it. Earl Spence nor his camp nor PBC said that Earl Spence had a broken rib. They ain't a doctor's note nowhere. Where that come from? From a fan? From a hater? And Bill knows that. So why? So this is because Bill and Devin believe that they're pound for pound now. Let me continue.
Lomachenko was his best, and Reed's program was his best. You know what I'm saying? They were at their best, and Devin still beat them.
What makes Haney take so many risks?
Because the fighters are good, but Devin is special. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's always gonna look like that. You know what I mean? It's the right adjustments that Devin makes. Right? You heard FM, he talked about making them adjustments on the fly, you know, and handicapping the fighter. That's what you said. You saw him handicap Reed's program.
So is this fight
power? Reed's program said in the post-fight press conference that he has quick, snappy power.
Man, I don't want to hear that shit, man. Every fighter after, man. I don't want to hear that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Every fighter after, they talk, and then when they get in there after, when they lumped up and they looking all fucked up, you know what I'm saying?
No,
then I'm not saying that, man.
He
talking
cold shit,
I know what you're talking about, but they repeatedly tried that narrative, and they used the media to create hype around it because, you know, a lot of them are Tank fans.
What do you mean when you say that? What do you want to tell you media? Smack the camera up.
Now he said he don't want to hear that shit. But Prograis told the truth after his fight. He didn't. I know it hurt. I know it stung like hell coming out his mouth. But he was like, Devin was better than what I thought. Devin beat him because of his legs. If you don't got stamina or conditioning like that, you gonna have a hard time with Devin. But this shit about Devin got extra power and shit, no, he don't. We know why he got the where it probably felt like more power, because he was big as a mofo. We're going to get into that too. But he said Lomachenko was at his best. Lomachenko just came out of war. I know, T. Look, T. He ain't fight. He was the secretary. He took out the trash at war. You don't know, and I don't know what Lomachenko was dealing with in war. Even if you don't physically be in the war, mentally you be in the war, and that shit is taxing on your body. So no, Lomachenko to me wasn't at his best. I don't use it as an excuse. It is what it is. But you're not catching Lomachenko in his prime when he fought him. He didn't catch Gamboa in his prime. He ain't catching Regis Prograis, 34 years old, in his prime. No excuse. But let's not. But this is what I'm saying. I offer no excuse for that. But at the same time, they can't use it to their advantage and say, oh, we caught him at the prime. Oh, they was at their top dog. And Spence wasn't. Spence and Crawford is like, what, a couple of years apart or a year and a half apart? So your son done enough to be pound for pound. Is you crazy? Get the fuck out of here with that. Let's continue.
No. What I'm saying is that traditionally, right, from yesteryear, Devin Haney couldn't exist, right? He exists because of you guys. That's why we show you guys the love. He was born on YouTube, right? So traditionally, the Sports Illustrated, the LA Times, that were being controlled by promoters, no longer in existence. You can talk to Sean. You know what I'm saying, right? Talk to real deal.
Basically saying the promoter game has changed.
You know what I'm saying? Ego.
The empty suit game has changed.
You know what I'm saying? So hide behind Twitter and hiding behind the other shit. Them days is over with, man. You know what I mean? Devin is the face, and the way of viewing boxing, the way of
Crazy Horses in the building was Poppy King.
You know what I mean? That's the face. You know what I mean? How you gonna be the face and you don't never ask no questions to y'all? How you gonna be the face and you don't fight the people that you want to fight?
He said Devin Haney the face.
You brag about the money that you charge the people, and it's a fight. That's a mismatch. Come on, man. Is that the face? Or is that the face that's pissing on your head and telling you you rain at this rain, Sean? Is that the face that's pissing on your head and telling it's rain by saying it's the face of boxing and it don't fight nobody, right? Never.
He talking about Tank.
You know what I'm saying? Never. We came in here and fuck that narrative that two brothers don't fight, don't sell. You see what we did? Right. So 15,000, and every fighter that guy that fought.
I ain't gonna lie, a lot of people been waiting for that too. Fuck that narrative that two brothers can't make a fight or sell or whatever. That's some shit that was put out during Mayweather time, and I ain't blaming Mayweather. I ain't blaming whoever. It was a strategy, it was a tactic, and it worked. Mayweather got all kinds of money after that, But that was the hate in Oscar. That was the hate in Mexican fighters that felt like this nigga cannot be who he is. He could not be the face of boxing. He could not be the best. He could not win every time. That was Mexican hate. And then the Mexicans listen to it. It's nothing racial. That's what it was when Mayweather was fighting. As that famous saying when Mayweather said, you might as well call me Golden Boy because I done beat everybody on your squad. And who did Oscar offer up to Mayweather? Nothing but Mexicans. And hence the narrative. But shit, I remember in the 80s, in the 70s, in the 60s, black on black fighters was popping too. Think of Muhammad Ali days, Joe Frazier. I mean, these are niggas. These are black people fighting. They were popular too. It's only in the Mayweather era did it become just put you up against Mexican fighters. Tank, you almost look like them. Not being funny, but what I'm saying is your complexion almost matched them. It sound funny. It sound like I'm throwing a joke, but I'm not. I'm not throwing a joke, Tank. You almost look like them. So how is you representing the I hate to say it, the black fighter, the black fighter? You are a black man, and I'm not pulling your black car, but I'm saying you in the ring just as light as them. You know what I'm saying? And it was always about complexion for the protection when Mayweather was fighting. Mayweather looked like a regular black guy. If that's a word. I say regular for lack of a better word. Regular meaning in the hood, they a dime a dozen. That look, that complexion. In the hood, Tank, you not a dime a dozen. There's more people that probably look closer and similar to Mayweather than you. And you are lighter than some Mexicans. So why are you on the let me fight all Mexicans tip? Because you can braid your hair? Whatever. Bill saying them days is over. We all want them days to be over. So sometimes Bill be saying right, but he delusional in the sense too. And let's go on because this shit is a trip.
It's been a Hispanic fighter. It was killing boxing. The narrative that two brothers couldn't sell, and that's some bullshit. They said the only two brothers, Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford, could fight at their peak. They said it didn't sell. So shout out to everybody that said that it wouldn't work, and we proved that it's wrong. So now it's other African American fighters can get in and sell out arenas and all that other stuff, and not be hesitant.
Bill, how do you reconcile though that in order to live up to what everything you say, fight the best fighters, that also means by signing those fights, you as a father putting your son
to money. And you just said it on the thing is sometimes when you're so good, you gotta pay, you gotta put up the money. We don't have no problem putting up the money and the fighters making the best payday. You think you said Floyd, you mentioned him and how he likes fighters and all that. Well, Floyd, he was paying them crumbs, my nigga. He was paying them crumbs. When you look back, he was Puff Daddy in them niggas.
Damn. I know y'all just heard that. Oh my God, that's a harsh jab to Floyd at these moments in time, because guess what? Y'all go to YouTube, y'all see the streams that's coming through your Facebook and social media. P. Diddy in the world of trouble. I mean, they don't even want him to go to the Grammys because they can't find nobody that want to sit beside this nigga. He going down along with a lot of them. And one guy made a point, I don't want to go too deep off the tangent, that it was all by design to have people like P. Diddy, Jay-Z, like they always, you ever notice the good ones always get taken out and we leave us with these lame ass niggas? That's what the dude said. Not my words. P. Diddy's, Jay-Z's, whatever. Can't hold a candle to Tupac. P. Diddy out of the group. Russell Simmons, P. Diddy, Jay-Z. Who else they had? The dude had Charlemagne on that thing. He just had a group of the top tier rappers of the day. And he was like, they lame ass niggas. Butt chasing, booty chasing and shit. You know, and shout out to the LGBT, I can't even say it. The alphabet crew, the LGBT and sometimes Y crew, whatever. Shout out to them, because we don't care that somebody like that shit, but we care if you taking that shit. Take that. And Bill Haney just called. Why does that cross-pollinate into motherfucking boxing? Because I got the picture on my thing right here. Explain that. You in the water with P. Diddy talking something. You got to be in. Explain that, Bill. And then Bill just threw a jab. If that's a jab, I don't give a fuck how you say it. Bill could have said that shit better, conveyed what he was trying to say better. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button while y'all in here. Bill could have said that shit better, but he said he tried to Puff Daddy a nigga, Puff Diddy, P. Diddy a nigga. That's what he said about Floyd. Floyd ain't in the pool with P. Diddy standing next to him with his shirt off. I mean, let's be real. Devin, you got all this money to buy grills and cars and all that shit. You can't orchestrate your own party that can be held to your standards and get other athletes to come. Nigga, people will come. Other fighters will come. Other athletes will come. And that way you ain't got to have this fiddle-daddle shit going on in the background. Niggas' butts in dangers. Man, you know, the black man is an endangered species starting to look like. Crazy Horses in the building was popping, King. Crazy Horse, you feel me? You feel me? And Bill Haney just called what Floyd was doing was P. Diddy and the nigga. How you gonna say that about Floyd? Been real careful all these years to say the right thing. But you know, I knew that Bill won't fucking with Floyd like talking about it, because look, think about the narrative. His son grew up around Vegas. His son did a lot of training with Floyd and Floyd Sr. And by the way, Floyd Sr. and motherfucking Roger Mayweather, some of the best trainers ever, ain't never really get their props. You gonna learn today when you fucking with them. And Haney was the recipient of all that tutelage. But what didn't they do? They didn't sign with Floyd. All that tutelage, being around all that greatness, and they never signed with Floyd. Bill Haney already had money by the time Devin got in the game to make his own money. So he won't never press. The pressures that was on him ain't like it wasn't on Devin like the others. And I do say Devin should lean into that. You lucky. You fortunate. Y'all say what y'all want about Eddie Hearn, but he do fair play. And I got to say that about him. Boo Boo Andre, don't feel sorry for Boo Boo. Boo Boo was with Eddie for a long time. And some of y'all act like he ain't all that or he ain't have any fights. Boo Boo a millionaire. Little do people think. Because Eddie paid him. Tevin Farmer made some money. Who is Tevin Farmer? Some people may ask. We know, cross-eyed. I don't mean to say I'm sorry, man, but you are cross-eyed. But you can't fight. You started off fucking off, gun decking your prep and all that shit. And then you got serious about boxing by your own words when you talk about your life story. And then you signed with Eddie and them and they paid you well. And now you in the money. He doing well. So y'all say what y'all want about Eddie Hearn. But Bill really won't fucking with Floyd like that. But now the Devin beat Prograis on his way down. Prograis is a flat-footed fighter. And one thing that Floyd will always tell you, no special effects flat-footed fighter will never be him. And that came to be true. That nigga was a pro for damn near 20 years, and no flat-footed fighter ever had a chance with Floyd Mayweather. And who did Floyd give all his special gifts, Floyd Sr. and all them? To the Haneys. Now it's Kermel Moulton. Watch how he be. Tank Davis got some of that toolage. A flat-footed fighter is not going to be Tank Davis neither. He's the best at setting traps. Better than most fighters on the landscape today. But let's continue.
Devin neutralized Tank Davis's left hand the way he just neutralized Reed's left hand.
Man, I told you, I said he can handicap any fighter. He has lateral movement. He has back, forward. He can roll up under. He can do a lot of things, man. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm telling y'all, man. I'm tired. I was whispering it to you. I'm telling you now. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody fuck with him. Period. Nobody.
And that's all I'm going to play. That's what Bill feel. Can't nobody fuck with young Devin. Everything he said, he got front foot, he got back foot, he do all that stuff. I didn't look at no tremendous speed in the Prograis fight. He was faster than Prograis because Prograis wouldn't pick his feet up and he wouldn't cut the ring off. Now the young Prograis that I remember would have been on his ass like white on rice, and that's what I was counting on. But I was wrong. He didn't. He had. We're gonna call it the Broner syndrome. We're gonna start calling it the Broner syndrome, where you just get in there, you don't throw your hands, and I don't know what you're waiting for. At least Tank, when he waiting and he ain't throwing his hands much, he's setting your ass up. None of these other fighters was doing that. Prograis wouldn't set a trap. He wouldn't let him walk into a trap. He wouldn't sell out. You know, everybody talk about Shakur Stevens and what such a terrible performance he put on with De Los Santos. But you know what? In the end of the day, a pure boxer, an elite boxer can win over just about any other type fighter. And that's what Shakur seen. That's what he showed us. De Los Santos, it was incumbent upon him to make it a fight. And we got another syndrome. He should have had been afflicted with the Porter syndrome. Because you know Sean Porter, he on your ass like white on rice, and he ain't getting up off you. He could give a care what punches you throw and connect to him. Obviously, the nigga can take a punch, but Porter, if you got Porter syndrome, you own that nigga. You know what I'm saying? You be on him. If you got Broner syndrome, I got to write this down because these are some serious syndromes that some of these fighters be afflicted with. Let me say, Broner syndrome. I'm writing it down, yo, because I'm going to use this shit in the future too. When you don't let your hands go. When you don't let your hands go. And Porter syndrome. When you own a nigga, white on rice. When you own, I'm writing it just like that. When you own Hey, nigga. White on rice. You don't let up. We got two syndromes out here in boxing now. But Bill said can't nobody fuck with Devin. But like I said, they saying stuff, and I'm reading in between the lines when they said, basically I'm paraphrasing how I heard it. How you gonna say Terrence Crawford pound for pound when he fought a nigga that was half his potential? Earl Spence won't up to par. But mind you, Earl Spence, nor Derek James, nor PBC, nor anybody affiliated with it, not his daddy, not his mama, not his sister, nobody has came out and said that Earl Spence won't ready and up to his full potential. Matter of fact, that compilation of videos that one guy did showing how all these Earl Spence fans or sexuals or whatever you want to call them was talking that shit up until the fight. Now, after he got knocked down, the narrative changed. Now he got a broken rib. Now he got this, that, and the other. But Bill is saying, like he basically, he very clever. That's why I call Bill a pimp. He basically said, y'all the ones, meaning the media, is saying that Earl won't up the part and blah, 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 blah. But how you gonna give a nigga, Terrence Crawford, pound for pound when y'all are saying that Earl Spence won't up the part? Scratch that. My boy, Devin Haney, is up the part. Because he took everybody's great attributes away from them. He handicapped them. You know, he beat people at their prime. Lomachenko was not at his prime. Like I said, I'm ex-military. I can tell you, when you come from war, you are not at your prime. It don't matter if you had problems physicality-wise. Mental. It's a mental thing, too. And boxing and anything combative or sport-wise, or most things are, when you talk about physicality, is 60% mental. If that shit ain't right, ain't nothing gonna go right. So he basically put it off on the media. That's y'all boy. That's what y'all said. Y'all the ones that said Earl Spence won't up the part and shit like that. So how you gonna give Terrence Crawford all these accolades and attaboys and Bravo Zulu and all that bullshit, and he fighting a person that's off his rocker? But when my son Devin, when he puts it in, he healthy, his opponent healthy, I was like, come on, Bill. No, you didn't. But Bill, you secretly feel that your boy is top dog. And I mean, that's your boy. You can feel that way. But let's live in reality. You want that to be the narrative because you want your boy at the top. You want to say that you want to take what they said and make lemons. He taking the lemons and he making lemonades, basically. That's what Bill was doing. The one thing that irritated people about Clarissa Shield, must I remind y'all, and I know y'all saying, Miss T, what Clarissa got to do with it? This is where I correlated. You know, here are the similarities. She called herself the GOAT before any of us could call her the GOAT. Not realizing, and that was the youth in her. I don't hold it against her, but the youth in her made her feel like shit because people impatient. We got that as Americans, period, that fast food mentality. We want our shit yesterday. As soon as it come in our head that we want something, we wanted it yesterday. And that perfectly describes to me Clarissa Shields, because she was calling herself the GOAT. I'm the GOAT. I'm the GOAT. First of all, it wasn't appealing how she was saying it, you know, because it was a lot of anger and, you know, frustration. But your career went so, you know, as a matter of fact, or perfect, if you will. Where the frustration and anger come from? You went to the Olympics twice and you gold medal. And so you pretty much ain't have no delays in your progression through your career, amateur wise and pro. And you the only person. I don't even know if Terrence gonna catch you. Yeah, y'all say 2-time undisputed, but you actually are 3-time. It's just one of the divisions you did it twice. But you're actually 3 times. But y'all go ahead and say, oh, we 2 times. Either way, who did that shit before her? No man did that shit before her. So eventually, I'm just saying it was inevitable for us to refer to her as the GOAT, but she the one who told us. That's what the Haneys are doing right now. The conceitness of it all. You're tilting the scale and you're unbalancing it. Because yes, you do have to have some conceitness and some bravado to be in this business, to the career that he chose. Yeah, you got to. You got to toot your horn. Who else gonna toot it? But there should be a happy balance. And to me, they're getting off the scale. Bill Haney, he said, can't nobody fuck with Devin. Y'all better remember that shit. Can't nobody fuck with him. And the moral to the story is with the Clarissa thing is that people should be the one calling you that, not you. Let us tell you. Michael Jordan, the dude made a comparison. He said Michael Jordan, I don't remember who this podcast was, but he said Michael Jordan didn't call himself the GOAT. He let everybody else tell him. And look how long they still calling his ass the GOAT. But when you call yourself the GOAT, we're going to see how long that lasts. And that's what Bill and Haney starting to do. But if I pull up Devin Haney's box rec, who he had? He had a defeated many times over Gamboa. He had a defeated Lomachenko, who was old. Gamboa is older than all of them. Gamboa is pushing 40, believe it or not. He just looked young. But Gamboa is in his late 30s. And then you got Lomachenko is in his mid 30s, coming from the war. And then you got Prograis who's 34. But again, I would never offer it as an excuse, but it's a factor. But it has to be brought up because Bill and them acting like all those guys was in their prime. When Devin faced them, they in their prime and he be wrecking shop. No. Now I have to bring up the fact that Lomachenko was coming from a war. He's in his mid 30s, and Gamboa was in his late 30s, and what's the other one? Prograis is in 34. Now I got to bring it up flat-footed. Now I got to bring it up because you want to paint the picture, Haney's, like Devin is meeting these people at their prime, and no, he's not. I don't want to take away from Devin. But sometimes if you got to humble yourself, you don't bring up certain things. It's great that he got the victory. It's great that he won. They are a name to put on your resume. But damn, don't paint. You don't need to put 20 on 10. And that's what he's doing. Now, Bill Haney, he dissed Floyd, Crawford, and Tank in this whole little thing that I just played. Is he wrong? I'm asking y'all. Is he wrong? Is Bill Haney wrong? Do I got it wrong? Or what? When it comes to Floyd, he talked about how much he paid. He said that it is his era. Floyd and Terrence about the only 2 fighters that have gone so far as to say it's their era. Hit that like and share button, y'all. Hit that like and share button and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Do me a solid. Hit that subscribe button. So he said, my nigga, you P. Diddying. Of all the things to say, this P. Diddy shit, in case y'all just always just look at boxing, this P. Diddy shit is hot. They just, one of the YouTubers, Tisa Tales, you can go sub to her. She showed a video of a guy in 2018 because he basically went insane. He went into a building and shot up the place. I don't think he shot nobody, but in his interview with the cops, he laid out the whole landscape of Diddy and Cassie in 2018. And I know none of us heard of this video or seen it. It was a police interrogation video. That ain't gonna just be placed on YouTube for the fun of it. She had to go find that shit. He said that shit in 2018 about some shit that happened in 2014. And here you are 5 years later, Cassie dropped her lawsuit and detailed the same exact thing. Diddy in trouble. But there was an overall agenda because men are lames, according to some folks. The men today are lames. Because why? They quick to leave their family. They quick to leave a black woman high and dry. To raise her kids by herself. Don't give her no respect. They quick to put other type of women on a pedestal and act like they God's gift. All they doing is imitating the white guys from slavery. That's all. It's almost like they want to be them. But the whole reason that these big ass billionaires behind the scenes is doing puppet master on these so-called leaders or top dogs in the entertainment business, like the P. Diddy's, the Jay-Z's, the Charlamagne the Great, the who else, the Russell Simmons and all that. The reason why they doing that is because of their fear of the black man. Because if you let black men just be men, they can hold some shit down. They can be great. And these billionaire, I'm sorry, I'm not being racist, but these billionaire white folks, from what they saying, is scared of that. And they gotta X out any kind of person that commands people following them that will speak to that. And put a battery pack in black men's back. Like, yo, it ain't cool that I leave my family high and dry and don't pay for my kids. It ain't cool that I got 10 kids by 7 different baby mamas. That ain't cool. I'm just saying. Same day for women, but y'all are the kings. This is why I'm talking about it. And this is what they putting out, because I look at all that Diddy shit. And this was the agenda. So guess what? Let's prop up certain people, because we know they bad anyway. That's what we want. But are they clever enough to like be that person in broad daylight, but people can't see, like a P. Diddy and Jay-Z? If you didn't know that he was a weirdo, he hid it very well. He hit, because I'm gonna tell you, Bad Boy was hot in my generation. And when I was coming up in my formative years, Bad Boy was hot. You hear me? In the club all the time. Biggie, Total, 112. I could go on and on. Bad Boy was hot. And guess what? Little black roach ass Diddy was in all the videos, like Suge said. He was never cute to no woman. None of us looked at him and said, ooh, Diddy. He did, if y'all ain't hip to it, go look at that shit. He did a lot of terrible things. That's why I say, what you mean, young Devin? You got to be in with Diddy. How's you in with Diddy? You slave trafficking too? Are you slave trafficking? What else was he doing? Are you beating up women? Making them? Are you into voyeurism? No, that shit when basically you let your woman do a lot of people and you sit back and watch. You into that? Are you booty chasing, Devin? What you got to be in to make it to a P. Diddy party? And then Haney, because he up on it. Haney probably around the same age as I am. He knows Diddy. We always thought he was a weirdo. We always knew he didn't have no motherfucking talent. None. But the people that he propped up had the talent. But Diddy, you would think that he was Biggie rapping on them raps. Black Rob rapping on them raps. Craig Mack rapping on them raps. Shit, and Diddy, man, he the one who doing it. And he never paid none of them. None of them. He kept the money. He kept their royalties until it won't worth nothing. And then now he tried to give it back because he knew this lawsuit was coming. And I'm only bringing up this shit. I mean, man, like I said, I be engaging and watching this shit all day. But I'm bringing it up because it shocked the hell out of me to hear Devin Haney's father, Bill Haney, said Floyd, of all people, was P. Diddy in a motherfucker. That's what he said. I'm like, come on, make it make sense. That's what he said. That's the insult. And I'm like, nigga, after all the shit that the Mayweathers did for the Haneys, you gonna say that? Do y'all think he right? Do you think he right? Yes, we got information out on Floyd not paying somebody. I can't even remember dude's name, but he was making his rounds a while back. I forgot the dude's name. And it was a shame what they did to him. Yeah, when you got more money, people gonna floss, and I'm telling you, this is a career for people with a little bit of conceitness and bravado. Yes, when that's how men are. You trying to get what they got, they ain't trying to give it to you because they had to get it out the mud. That's how I see Floyd. But you gonna say Floyd P. Diddy a nigga? That's an insult, shawty. I don't know if how y'all won't see that that's an insult. That's a big insult. He P. Diddy a nigga. I was like, what? Floyd had a harem for years. For years. But everybody knew each other and everybody got along with each other. And Floyd, unlike most men, he didn't get married. So what standard are you holding Floyd to say he P. Diddy somebody? P. Diddy, I don't know which one of them he's supposed to have married, but I don't know. But P. Diddy was dating girls and other girls knew, but nobody was happy. Floyd girls could get in a group and sit around and be happy. And they could come everybody at the house and nobody's cat fighting and shit. P. Diddy couldn't do that. Floyd didn't have to beat them up, break their nose, fight them like a nigga on the street. Floyd didn't have to do all that. They came willingly. You know that it reminds me of the movie Whatever You Like. We're Coming to America. I like what you like. Whatever you like. Didn't nobody want P. Diddy roach face ass? Didn't nobody want him? He is not cute. I know he got his teeth fixed over the years, but shit, go back in the day. P. Diddy had a buck teeth like he couldn't close his mouth. And I'm supposed to believe he creates some shit like Justin Combs. I'm supposed to believe his fucking genes can create something like Justin Combs. Okay. They like it, I love it. But I'm saying you made that correlation to that monster because Floyd wasn't being fair in some of his business things. But I think it's a big stretch to say you P. Diddy and a nigga. Like that, come on now. That ain't nothing but an insult. Then you want to diminish on the cool Crawford. But if Crawford and Devin was to fight, Crawford would wax your son ass with the quickness. Don't play. What Bud say? You got to touch our pride. Now, let's get into this. Devin Haney fight made, this is how they reporting it. I am not a bean counter, but they said he made $150K or $250 for pay-per-view. Which fucking one, people? I don't know what I'm supposed to take from that. But both of them numbers ain't shit for the face of boxing, for the pound for pound. Nigga, Earl Spence and Crawford made almost 700,000 pay-per-view buys. You talking about 150 and you should be top over Crawford? And again, we know the whole narrative and stuff about Crawford. I'm gonna touch on it in a minute. But this number 150K or to 250K for pro grades fight, please. Please. Could Bill Haney have conveyed what he's trying to say or explain better? Because in Bill Haney's rants, there is some truth to it. I gotta admit, we don't want fighters to live in the Floyd Mayweather era. We want to get that out their head because there's only one Floyd Mayweather. He wasn't a twin. It's one Floyd Mayweather, and there can only be one Mayweather. It can only be one. So anybody trying to be Floyd, you're wasting your time. Try to be you. Because that's what Floyd did. He was him. So he said the Floyd Mayweather era. And if I took a poll, everybody would agree. We tired of the Floyd Mayweather era. It fucks these fighters' mentality up. It fucks the whole game up when they be trying to do that. Bliss, I said Biz Kings. I hope I'm saying that right. What's popping, King? Welcome to the show. He said 19 left and Devin is 50-0. Easy. He can surpass Floyd. And Devin is only 25 years old. Young GOAT, no cap. No, he not the young GOAT. To me, he not. Well, to you, he is, but he not the young GOAT. And he ain't going to make it to 50. I don't think so. And he ain't comparative to Floyd because if you pull up the box rec and look at their fights leading up to, just go one by one, all the way up, he cannot compare to Floyd. He is Devin. Be the best Devin. But you ain't nowhere near Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Floyd has never been undisputed. So that means that Terrence Crawford is better than Floyd? No. Floyd broke records and that other people ain't breaking. How many champions Devin Haney fought? You think I'm going to give him a lot of credit for Kambosos? Everybody knew the minute that Kambosos defended those titles, he was going to lose them. That's why I ain't mad at his business decision. Because what did Kambosos do? He turned around and said and made it so he got paid $10 million for each fight. I ain't mad at him. So the sport that he devout blood, sweat, and tears to can be worth it in the end. Because Kambosos caught a lucky break, in my opinion, when he fought Teofimo. But one thing we can always call Kambosos, he was a champ. He was going to lose to Lomachenko. He was going to lose to Devin or Tank or whoever. He won't go hold them belts, and everybody knew that shit, especially Devin. But like I said, say what y'all say about Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn be for his fighters. He do rep his fighters, good or bad. We know that he up there caking for Conor Benn, and Conor Benn got caught with the hand in the cookie jar. But guess what? That's his fighter, and he reps him. So good for him. He did a solid with that deal setup that he got with the Haneys. And he let him go. Hey, go follow your dream. Now Devin Haney will be in the history books. He is an undisputed fighter. Good for him. But let's not act like he is housing niggas and fighting dangerous opponents. Because he not. I thought it was going to be Regis. So in that, I was wrong. That's the one. That's the one person he fought that I thought was going to be dangerous for him. But what Regis did in his previous fight, we saw the continuation in this fight with Haney. Regis was flat-footed, and he wouldn't attack. He did not come down with the Porter syndrome, which is the Porter syndrome is when a nigga jump on you and be on you like white on rice. Regis tried to catch the Porter syndrome, but he couldn't catch it. He had what we call the Broner syndrome. When you don't let your hands go. That's the shit that Regis caught. That's the affliction he got. the Broner syndrome. He should have had the Porter syndrome. Because he fell back or stayed back and didn't attack Devin. Devin outboxed him, pure and simple. Devin is a more better boxer, or more pure boxer than Regis, hands down. And we all knew that going in. And a lot of us said that Regis got to be on him. And Regis normally do get on somebody. And when Regis connect, I just didn't think that Devin could take it. That's what I was seeing. That's what I was talking about. And let's talk about Devin's weight. Let me tell y'all. That's why I say it's smoke and mirrors, y'all. It's smoke and mirrors. Devin Haney, I'm going to drop the link. And I'm going to keep talking, but I'm going to drop the link because I'm sure somebody else going to put their 2 cents in it or break it down for us, because this is what I see. I know from experience that it is not normal to hydrate 25 pounds in a day. It's not. I don't care what anybody say. I got so much experience in this. And y'all know that I did 20 years in the military. So that means twice a year I had to do height, weight, and a PT test. That's how I correlated to boxing. You know, you got people like Canelo or Mayweather. They used to fight twice a year, but they had to do the weight. They had to do the weigh-ins, right? Same thing. You gotta meet the standard. Meaning in boxing, you gotta meet your weight class division. So if your weight say you gotta be 147 or a pound or 2 less, that's what you gotta weigh. You know, in the military, according to your height, you gotta weigh a certain amount. You know what I'm saying? Or be measured with it, because they know bodies are different. Some people are more muscular and some people are not. And so then they result to the measurements. Now, when we weigh in, we weigh in early in the morning. And then sometimes later in the afternoon, like 3 o'clock, we go do the PT test. That's a physical test. Boxing, they weigh in the day before, and then the next night, they go be combative to each other. That's a physical kind of competition test, whatever you want to call it. I have weighed in on Friday mornings, didn't take my PT test till that Monday morning, and did not even hydrate nowhere near 25 pounds. And I ate good. Because once, like boxers, once we weigh in and we pass or we get out, you know, we omni-domni, we going to eat like nobody's business. And we hungry as a motherfucker. We like, hey, look, give me a cupcake and a bag of chips. Give me 2 sodas. And yeah, we want sugar in our body like the worst way. We hungry. I'm going to go to Corral, man. I'm going to eat. I'm going to Country Buffet Inn. I'm going to eat. That's how it is. Boxers the same way. Once they make weight, you think they ain't going to get a good meal that night? Especially that night. But if they, like most athletes, getting close to the fight, like within 6 hours or so of the fight, you ain't trying to eat because you don't want the bubble guts. You know, you don't want to be full and shit and get the itis. You know what I'm saying? That Nick-itis kick in. That's your ass. So when I say it's not possible, but you know, I throw the BS flag on that one. And I do it because, like I said, I got the experience. I know better. But I live by this motto. If they like it, I love it. If you like it, I love it. Because who am I to tell you? I'm just the fan, right? Who are we to fucking talk about whether or not the person made the weight or not when we are not the officials doing the weigh-ins? We're just the fans. So if they like it, we ain't got no choice. but to love it. That's how I see it. Don't seem right. Don't it seem crazy, but that's just the truth of the matter is. If they like it, we should just love it. But I asked the question though. You don't hear me talk about it much, but I gotta ask the question. How you hydrate to 25 pounds in one day? I don't know how you do that. I don't know how the body does that. The only reason I never really say nothing about it, because Devin ain't the first and he ain't gonna be the last fighter to do it. But the only reason I don't say nothing about it is, like I said, I live by my motto. And shit, if they not gonna complain, how can I complain? We know that Canelo weighed 170, close to, he was like a light heavyweight when he came in there to fight Floyd. Floyd probably lost weight that morning. Floyd probably came in unofficially at 152. The weight that they needed to be at is 147. And I know what I said back then. I said, man, they need to go back to motherfucking, because I thought it was going to be an advantage for Canelo. No leg, no feet, having ass. I didn't understand. But I was like, oh, they need to go back to weighing people the day of the fight. And they was like, no. And somebody had explained to me on the show, like, the dangers with that. And then I had to fall back and said, you're right. You're right. Because you trying so hard to make weight. And you see how these guys can be when they trying to make weight. They're hydrated, throwing up, passing out, all that shit. Far be it for you to do a weigh-in, and then an hour later you got to be in the ring. No, hell no. You're guaranteeing death. So I understand. Do the weigh-in beforehand. But now, it won't that long ago. I don't know if y'all noticed the shift that the official weigh-in was in the evenings. When Floyd and all them was doing their weigh-ins on the scale, you know how I know it was official weigh-ins? Because sometimes people was off by 0.2 or whatever, and they had to put the blanket up, take the drawers off and shit, and get on the scale just to make weight. Remember when Sean Porter had to cut his hair just to make weight? Cut some braids off. You know what I'm saying? That used to be the official weigh-in. Now they call it the ceremonial weigh-in. So I be wondering, is that the weight that they going by? So if Regis and Devin weighed in early that morning and then came in for the ceremonial weigh-in like 7:30, 5, our time, East Coast time, but the same amount of hours later, and he got on the scale and it said 165. Nigga, that is really impossible. You don't hydrate up that much. You can't. Regis hydrated 15 pounds. Devin, approximately about 15 pounds. Devin hydrated about 25 pounds. But both of them made it to the 140. Regis was 139 point whatever. And I think Devin was 140. Regis ain't say nothing. So really, like I said, who am I? Who are us to say something? If he ain't gonna say nothing, but he should have said something. Like, how the fuck? I think at this point now, it should be a mandatory rehydration clause in every contract. It just should. Because that'll teach these mofos to pick the right fucking weight. Because right now, I know why Devin Haney won. He was big as shit. He's a greater... Look, Canelo couldn't pull it off because he ain't got no legs or feet. In boxing, the one thing you got to have, or you might as well scrap that career, is legs and feet. We won't even say the first thing you got to have is your hands. It's got to be your legs and feet. If you don't have legs and feet, do not seek a career in boxing. Because you're not going to fare better unless you want that quick thing like, you got that equalizer and, you got youth, because youth is another hot commodity. You can't buy that. You can't put a price tag on it. So if you a young person and you got that energy like a young person and you got them heavy hands, maybe 4 or 5 year career is good for you. But a career, like going into your 30s and 35 or whatever, no, boxing ain't for you. In fact, I wouldn't even put nobody in boxing that ain't have legs and feet. I know this for a fact. I know I told y'all I used to be a boxing coach, and some of y'all might believe me, some of y'all don't. But we had a guy out there, and we called him Kuju, something shit. He was in the army. Great athlete, can run for days, can do a lot of shit. Great athlete, very physically fit, and he loved it. Nigga had 2 left feet. 2 left feet. And when you make them spar, and you have to spar, you can't do no wild shit. He couldn't even handle the teenagers. He could hit them harder than they could hit him, but by virtue of the fact that he was a man, we didn't allow him to hit the teenagers harder. But boxing wise, no, he couldn't beat them. And these were teenagers just, starting out, but we teaching them right. He had 2 left feet. 2 left motherfucking feet. But like as a man, as if it was an all-out fight, then that's different. Cujo can get down. In fact, I had him discipline my son because I won't go fight his big ass. And I said, you got to go 3 rounds. And I said, put Cujo on. Told Cujo beat his ass. And he did. My son was hurting, but he couldn't demolish my son because my son knew a little bit too. Couldn't demolish him. But he put them hands and feet on him. Sometimes a mother needs that shit. He won't do what he did before. You know what I'm saying? He didn't do what he did. That was fun. But this hydration and shit, I said nutritionists be damn. And you got a lot of boxers these days that like to try to act like they got this nutritionist. I put the link in the chat, y'all, if y'all want to come through. You got boxers that try to act like I got a nutritionist, and nah, nigga, nah, no. Why I could be an expert? I just told you I was in the military. I had to do a PT test twice a year, just like boxers. They fight twice a year, height, weight, whatever. And then I had to do a physical test. So I know all about getting on a scale and hoping that it say the right number. And all the shit you leading up to when you're trying to lose weight and all this bullshit. But since I retired, I've learned more about the human body and how it functions. In fact, I feel like somewhere in high school or junior high, I don't know where. And I know people go say, but Miss T, they got health classes. They need to incorporate anatomy classes because a lot of us grow up, be well into adulthood, and don't even know how your body function or supposed to function. Now, Miss T got a problem with my thyroid. My thyroid gland, the whole organ was removed when I was 24 years old. I had thyroid cancer, so they had to take it all out. And your thyroid cancer is in the front of your neck, kind of shaped like a butterfly. It's squishy to touch, and it's intertwined most of the time with your vocal cords. Sometimes all of your vocal cords, or like me, I had one lobe that was intertwined with my vocal cords. And in case y'all don't know, whenever they open you up, and all they gotta do is gently, and I mean gently touch your insides, and you'll bruise them. That's why skin is the biggest organ in your on your body to protect all that shit. Because you touch the inside of your body, man, you talking about bruising. And so when they pulled my thyroid gland, I had to learn how to walk, talk. That's right, I said it. Walk, talk, swallow. I couldn't even drink a drop of water without choking. So I was IV'd up. You know what I'm saying? So what that got to do with the weight? Okay. Everybody knows when you're young, you just know the basics. You be like, oh, your thyroid gland got a lot to do with your metabolism. Okay. Your thyroid gland does more than that. In fact, most organs in your body is 1, 2, 3 multi-job tasks. Okay. But there's an order in which they carry out their tasks. And so the thyroid gland has to release this thing called T4. But your body can't use it in that form. It can only use it in T3, which is metabolism. But it only get released in your body from your gland in the form of T4. And that's because it has to make its way through the tract probably passing through your small intestines, which is very acidy, and you don't want it to burn up in the small intestine or dissolve before it can get to its destination, which is your liver and filter systems and such. And it's at that point do that T4 is converted to T3, and at that point, once it's a T3, your body can use it, and that's what you get, metabolism. So I don't know how to break down the ratio of when you talk about people burning fat off and this, that, and the other. Like if you didn't have metabolism, people would just get fat. But with metabolism, you can't have it so much so that all you do is burn. It has to be a happy medium, right? So it's probably it's gonna be tilted more so lower than higher. Like it ain't gonna be 50-50. It's gonna be like 60-40 or 70-30, meaning metabolism bringing 30%, and the other side is bringing 70. And that's why you got your body has a backup to the backup to the backup when it comes to, like, if you exercise, you can also get those desired results from just exercising. So your body is it functions in a way that it multitasks, and that it has an order in which it carries out the task, and then it has a backup to the backup to the backup. Okay. And people who got thyroid problems are main people that say shit like, man, if I look at a cake, I put on 2 pounds. If I look at that sandwich, I gain 2 pounds, And people who have this problem know that. Then you got these people that say, oh, they just got a high metabolism. They eat everything in sight. They eat enough for 3 people, and they just never put on a pound. You got those, right? So me having to deal with metabolism problems and not having a thyroid gland for 16 years in the military, because I think I was in 4 years in the military when it happened to me. So I had to go another 16. I know something about this. And nutritionalists, my ass. Because typical nutrition is not going to exactly work for somebody who don't have a thyroid gland. You have to tweak it a little bit. Not to get too into that. But if I, the person with no thyroid gland, can do a weigh-in on a Friday morning and take my test on a Monday, and I done ate good Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, and now Monday, and I didn't hydrate 25 pounds. I know what y'all can say, but Miss T, he's young. I was the same age. I was his same age. Miss T is no. And I'm a female. And females hold weight and designed to carry fat. So if I couldn't hydrate 25 pounds, how the fuck is these dudes doing that? But they got a nutritionist. And the nutritionist's job is to get you in the way of eating that your weight won't never really fluctuate between, I don't know, 3 pounds, 5 at the most. If you was with a nutritionist and you eating good. One big ass meal is not going to put on weight like that. It don't work like that, y'all. It doesn't work like that. Not in one day. Now, if he'd have said a week or 2 weeks or something like that, maybe. But one day, hell no. But if he coming into the ring at 165, I guess he ready for 147. I say him and Boost need to get it in. But a lot of people be like, nah, I can't get. Why not? Boost is a pure fighter. He's an excellent boxer. So is Devin, a pure fighter, excellent boxer. They both box well. The size, pretty much the same size. Boost a big ass dude. So is what you call him. But sometimes when you in there with somebody who's an elite, like Floyd was in there with Canelo, all that size hurt him because you couldn't move as fast, couldn't keep up with Floyd. But remember, Devin is young. And I mean, in the common world, 165 is not huge. It's not huge for a man to be. Especially if you're a man that's 5'8" or something like that. It's not big at all. Regis should have said something. Then the question was, do Devin got his man strength? Now, my friend, because he trying to big up Devin, said, no, he ain't got his man strength yet. And I said, how can you tell? He was like, I don't know, you just know. I said, no, point to something so us as laymen can look and see, do he got his man strength? Or we got to go by the consensus. Because the consensus say around 25 is when the body stopped developing, period. Brain is the last to develop in the human body. And after 25, there's no more development, meaning there's no more growth. You're done growing. So they said that he should have got his man strength at 25. And then they talk about old man strength. When y'all guys get like over in your 40s and 50s, shit, y'all start getting old man strength. That's the only other growth y'all gonna get. But you stop growing. Your body stop going through a process. For women, probably it's the same thing at 25 as men, but we also go through menopause. So that's a whole nother ball game. If you want to look at it like the old people puberty, you know what I'm saying? We go through that. So did he reach his man strength? I think he did. My friend don't think so. And he credit Devin knocking Regis down. I think Devin caught Regis slipping off balance or whatever hit him. Not taking nothing away from Devin. Not trying to handicap or help Regis. Devin was on his BI that night. So he knocked him down. But it was like a flash knockdown. So to me, Devin don't got no man strength. He ain't showing it. He's powerful as he gonna be. You know what I'm saying? But you know, people who want to big him up, his daddy want to big him up. They want to say he the pound for pound, all this good stuff. Yeah, okay, cool. You want to say that? That's cool. But Devin, he is about as good as he gonna get. He can improve tactically or whatever. He don't set traps. Tank do that. Now Tank call him a cheater. Now I gotta call a red bullshit flag on that Tank. You can't say the man cheating because he down with Snack, but that's his main reason for saying it. And but see, Snack, Victor Conte, let me tell you, Snack don't stop nobody from getting their ass whipped. Hence Benavidez and Boo Boo Andre, because Boo Boo is on Snack like a motherfucker, and he got his ass whipped one-sided. But Snack may do something to elevate or help whoever takes it, but it ain't nothing illegal. What makes any fan or any of us think that the boxing commissioners of each state or commissioners over all boxing, the sanctioning bodies, the Ref Association, the judges, the Muhammad Ali Act, the federal government, what makes you think that they would not vet Victor Conte's Snack? And if you know, then you know everybody say, "Oh, but he was found guilty before." First of all, he wasn't into boxing like he is now. That's number one. Number two, if you go back and look at that documentary on Netflix, you will see that Victor Conte was struggling along, and he had a legitimate fucking business in providing supplements and all that. And at one point, he turned. When he turned, that part of his illegality was not correlated or put with the legal side. In other words, whatever he was doing in the beginning, and that legal side had all those people, yeah, he disappointed them. He besmirched them. He made them lose out because the consequences and the backlash and all that from even being involved. But Victor Conte was doing illegal shit outside of the legal stuff he was doing. So the illegal shit he was doing had nothing to do with the stuff he was preparing and cultivating and creating that was legal. It was two separate things. And he went to jail for it. So my question is, do people get a second chance? Hell, sometimes I be speaking up for Victor Conte. I feel like he need to pay me. Victor Conte, if you out there, pay me as your publicist. But I'm not trying to speak up for this man. I too am a person to say once a cheater, always a cheater. I'm not trying to speak up for Victor Conte. I'm just using common sense. What makes y'all think that they don't go take his product and test it and vet it? What makes y'all think that that's not going on? You know damn well it's going on. But here's the thing that got me, that shut every fucking thing down. Shut Tank up, shut anybody who want to say that motherfucking somebody on snack cheat, because they say it about Bud. They say it about who they want to say it about. They want it, it's a cop out. That's what the fuck it is. Because Victor Conte offered a remedy. You want to know what it is? Tay is in the building. What's Papa King? He said, I agree, Miss T. Why this made when he literally took y'all in? Exactly. He took them in and showed them shit, and Devin ain't on no same level as Floyd, nor Crawford. So I don't know. They better get to stop gathering and spit in their mouth to say that shit. But Victor Conte, he has a remedy, and this is what he said. Like to here it go. Whoever is facing an opponent that takes my product, i.e. snack, if you want VADA testing for both you and your opponent that's taking my product, I'll pay for it. Do I need to say it again for the people in the back? Basically, if you think I'm cheating, yo, all you got to do is ask for VADA testing. VADA is going to come swoop in and test your opponent who's taking snack, and they're going to test you. And that way you know for a fact you ain't being cheated. Victor Conte said that. I'll pay for it because why you don't want to take a VADA test? What you had? You know, Haney do take snack. I wish I could pull that video up and show it where Haney friend tried to try Bud and Bud beat both of their ass. It won't no real hardcore fight, but you know how y'all guys like to test to see who holding all the cards. And Bud let it be known. They walked away smartly. He said that snack stuff is just scary energy. You know, I agree. Same with Bud. Like, why can't they just be real and be like, I'm not on Floyd and Bud level. I look up to them and they the best in the sport. Pretty much. He said Haney literally went to Bud for the Cambosos fight. Did he? That's why they was in there training together. The LWC has corrupted Dev. But Dev treat them like a wet food stamp because he didn't sign with PBC. He didn't sign with Mayweather. He went over there with Eddie. And they still don't get it. But my point, like Tank, I got to disagree with you, my man. And I don't know if it's because you on house arrest. We don't see you out and about and all that. But your points were that Victor Conte was caught cheating. You are throwing hyperbole and you gaslighting. Oh, he was caught cheating. So therefore, you know, Devin's cheating. Or anybody who's taking snack is cheating. Really, Tank? First of all, you being hypocritical. Do you want every time somebody put a mic in your face for them to ask you to explain why you like to throw hands or lay hands on women? Like you like to piece them up and shit? Chris Brown didn't like it. He got to a point he was frustrated and tired of people keep bringing that up, especially when he felt like he was a changed man. Tank, you gonna feel like that? I'm a changed man. I don't fight. You was kind of saying it with this last incident you had. You don't want to talk about that shit. You don't want nobody holding you for the rest of your life to that shit. So this is why I say you hypocritical, because you're holding somebody for the rest of their life to something they did in the past, as if they can't get a second chance. And then why is boxing, if that is the case, if you believe that to be true, then the question need to be, why is boxing as a whole entity allowing banned substance in broad daylight? Why? So How you gonna prove that snack got banned substance in it? Hey, put it to the test. A scientific test would tell. You don't think that they did that? Are you saying, Tank, that test was never performed? You saying that they don't ever check on that shit randomly or whatever to make sure that dude on the up and up? You saying that never happens? Okay. Tanky, you know that's bullshit. And you do believe in second chances because you want it for yourself. You don't want to be known as the woman beater. I'm just keeping it real, Tank, and I'm a fan. Y'all got to stop this shit. Catch the motherfucker in act. Go in there and sign up for the snack program. Get all their supplements and take them to a lab. You can do that, Tank. You got paid over $30 million this last fight. That is nothing. That's a drop in the bucket. That's $50 to you. Like to us, that we got $50. We want to know something real bad. Hey, give me all the pills. Let me go run a test. $50. That's what it's a drop in the bucket for you to get that done. That way you know, and that way you can tell the rest of us, and we know. But to come out and say a person cheating because they take snack, you got to stop that. Devin ain't cheating because he take a snack. And I too believe in the once a cheater, always a cheater. But I do believe people got to get a second chance. And I do believe there's people smarter than me that will be on the lookout for Victor Conte and his products and test them motherfuckers. I do believe that's going on. Tank is the Black Canelo. I'm done with that dude. Yeah. Tank is a woman beater. Tank next opponent is going to be his new girlfriend. Yeah. Tank, you wouldn't want to hear that. You see how somebody can hold you to your past and act like you can't mature or learn your lesson? You wouldn't want that. That's the hypocritical part of you saying that this man cheated and all this stuff. Come on, Tank. Be smarter than that. I'm with Devin on this one. But like I said, I'm pretty much a good-ass publicist, I think, for Victor Conte. Because he offered y'all the remedy. All that extra talk, shut it down. Ain't nothing to talk about. That nigga said, if you think your opponent who's taking my product is cheating, do the vital testing on both of y'all. I'll pay for it. So you ain't got no excuse. He covered the poor fighters and the rich fighters. I'll pay for it. That's all you got to do to assure that you ain't being cheated on. Like I said, I'm a person who believes once a cheater, always a cheater. But hey, if the powers that be is vetting him and check them and shit, if they like it, I love it. People in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. If they like it, I love it. And they like it. Because he ain't being banned. Ain't nobody stopping them from doing it. Your favorite fighters, my favorite fighters, different fighters, they all doing it. If it help, it help. Y'all act like that a fighter can't go into the GNC and pull out some supplements. Every supplement is not banned. Open y'all mind before y'all say something. Now, Devin, you are not the pound for pound. No, you ain't did enough. By virtue of your age, how long you been in the game. You got 3 big names. And they were not at their prime when you beat them. Kambosos is not a name. Like Gamboa was. Like Lomachenko was. Like Prograis was. Kambosos wasn't it, but he was the unified champion. And you get credit for that. Kamboa was a beaten man ever since Bud beat him. Tank beat him. You beat him. He's a beaten man. He ain't the same. You can say he was a shell of himself, and he was in his late 30s. Lomachenko coming out of war. We don't know what he did in war. And regardless whether he was physical on the front line or taking out the trash or a secretary or some shit, the pressures of war affect your body. It affects everything because it fucks your mental up. So he was coming from war and he was in his mid-30s. You know. But you relying on that narrative and propaganda that was put out on Bud when Bud had to shut all y'all down. Might I remind y'all, or I say turn to Exhibit A, July 29th, when it come to Bud. I'll match his resume with yours any day, Devin Haney. Who else you fought? You fought a bunch of people in Mexico. How the fuck you pound for pound? You ain't did half the shit that Bud did. You how do y'all compare him to Floyd? No way, no how. I don't even compare Crawford to Floyd. There was a guy out there named McGuinn, I think. I don't know. They were talking to him about something else, and the Devin Haney conversation came up. And this dude broke it down. This was after the fight, and I was like, I agree. Like, I think Tay just said, no, he said somebody, he said Tank. I actually think Devin Haney is the new Canelo in the sense that Canelo is a duck, but he is very strategic. It don't look like ducking. Until Devin Haney fights somebody like Shakur Stevens or Tank Davis, or these guys who really in their prime, these guys who is his age and wrecking shop, I won't believe it. Why Devin Haney want to move out of 140? Could it be people like it's too close for comfort for people like De Los Santos and Andy Cruz? Could it be that? Could it be that? Put him in there with Andy Cruz. You just got the 140. Put him in there with Andy Cruz. Teofimo is on his bullshit. Somebody offered him $2 or $3 million. He don't think it's enough. He believes he should get 10. I ain't telling you go against your belief, but come on, dog. If somebody offered you $2-3 million, I would take it. Hell, Spence was taking it. Bud was taking it. Take that. Fight often. By the end of the year, you can have 12 million. Don't let it be a pay-per-view. You can have even more. He not judging that shit right. So getting a fight with Teofimo is probably next to none. Who else got the belt at 140? It's Teofimo, Devin. I can't think of the other person. I had it in my mind earlier today. But either way, there's fights to be made at 140. But if you coming in the fucking fight night 165 pounds, yeah, you might want to go up to 147. But don't go up to 147 trying to fight Lipinets. Don't go up to 147 trying to fight somebody we barely heard of. Go up to 147, fight Boots. Both of y'all need a name. You're not the face of boxing, because clearly I was against this, but hey, I was overruled. I don't like to judge the face of boxing by just how much money a nigga make. To me, what that got to do with the price of tea in China? The face of boxing is the motherfucker who performs the best in the ring. That's my calculus. But I'm overruled on that because everybody wants to say the face of boxing is the person that put the most money in. Okay, you can't beat them, you join them. So overall, you're not the face of boxing. There's fighters that we can point to that's better than you. You'll never fight him. Fight Andy Cruz. Won't he on your card or somebody card recently? Fight Boots. Hell, fight Blair the Flair. He can box a little. I think you a better boxer, but he can box. Shakur Stevens, once y'all come up to 140, fight Devin Haney. I'm just saying, all in all, in closing, Devin Haney, y'all need to explain this picture, and I'll wait for a long time. Explain that. What the hell you doing with Diddy? What you do to Diddy do? You beat women. You take little boys. You take grown men. You take grown women. What you do? You say you got to be in, capital I-N, to be in the pool party with Diddy. Basically, you on his level. You in the group. You have been omni-domni in the group. Are you behaving like the group? Inquiring minds want to know. I didn't say that Devin Haney is, but he looked like he's saying it. So, where your PR people? Y'all getting a big head and you tipping the scale. Your scales was balanced, but you kind of like tipping it. Now I see why you beat Regis. You was way bigger. You're a better boxer than Regis. And then to be that much bigger in the ring, you hydrated 25 pounds. I told y'all, I ain't talking about what I think. I talk about what I know. That's a physical impossibility to me. But I always don't harp on it, because if the fighter ain't going to speak up for themselves, then who am I to fucking speak up for? If Regis like it, I love it. I'd have had a problem. And when did the unofficial weigh-ins happen? Did it happen at the ceremonial weigh-in? That means hours later. That means you weighed in that morning and hours later you was 25 pounds heavier. Nigga, please. Life don't work like that. Nobody body work like that. But that's all I got to say. In the words of Pamela James, peace.